Good morning. You may take your seats. Dr. Shandor, school board members, and guests, welcome to Bruton. Faculty and staff in the class of 2020, we made it! This year, we are especially grateful to have an opportunity to honor and celebrate our graduates. The true pride and spirit of our Panther family has been seen and felt throughout these 4 years, as well as in the weeks leading up to commencement. I learned from a previous education professor to always keep the main thing the main thing. And we will do just that today in our ceremony as we focus on the most important part of why we are here, to honor our graduating class of 2020. Lauren Smith, Senior Class Vice President, will lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
Bruton guests, please remain in your car. Invited guests and faculty and staff on the stage, please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, in liberty and justice for all. Please remain standing for the national anthem by Bruton Senior Amber Shell.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we held at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched, were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
You may take your seats. Cassandra Lopez, Senior Class President and my best friend, will acknowledge our school board members and special guests.
Our York County School administrators are Dr. Victor Shandor, Division Superintendent, Dr. James Carroll, Chief Operations Officer, Mr. Bill Bowen, Chief Financial Officer, Mrs. Candy Skinner, Chief Academic Officer, Dr. Anthony Ladew, Chief Human Resource Officer. I am also pleased to introduce 2 members of the York County School Board, Mr. Mark Schaefer, District 1, and Mr. James Richardson, Chairman, District 4. Samantha Jones, Senior Class Treasurer, will introduce our Salutatorian.
Emma Wolf is the Salutatorian of the class of 2020. She is the clarinet section leader and band president. Emma is most proud of being a dependable leader for her peers. Emma has held several leadership roles at Bruton: president of marching band, woodwind captain, section leader, Scholastic Bowl captain, Model UN head delegate, and Math Honor Society treasurer. She's also a member of the French Honor Society, National Honor Society, and Chemistry Honor Society. She plans to attend Dartmouth College in the fall. Congratulations, Emma.
Good morning, class of 2020. Before I get started with this speech, I want everyone to know that this will be nowhere near as good as President Obama's graduation speech to all of us, so let's all lower our expectations accordingly, okay? Okay. Almost exactly 4 years ago, I have a very vivid memory of what I was doing. I was wearing heels I couldn't walk in, a dress that was far too long, and sight-reading music I had only seen a minute beforehand. I remember twisting my neck to see the stage in the Kaplan Arena while simultaneously attempting to snag a program to see what all of the different chords actually meant. If we all think back to then, having just finished middle school, entirely unaware of what the next 4 years of our lives would look like, I think we would have some words to say to our younger selves. You will learn to dread playing pomp and circumstances in the next 5 minutes. The clarinet part does not have rest. Well, that one might just be me. But maybe it's something like, try joining that club in freshman year. You really will enjoy it. Or perhaps, just go talk to them. They'll be your best friends in a year. Or, you can do this. Really, you can. 4 years ago, our worlds were completely different than they are today, in ways nobody could have expected. We are all different than we were 4 years ago, in ways we couldn't have anticipated either. However, I think that's a good thing. Without changing at least a little bit, there's no way we could have learned all the things we did. Yes, we learned algebra and biology, but we also grew as individuals, trying to find our place in the world. It's this mentality that I want to carry with me to the future. We have no way of anticipating what is next in our lives beyond the framework of our plans. And that's okay. Scary, yes, but okay. Because in order to keep growing, we must continue to allow for change. At some point, I grew a little bit taller, and I didn't need to hold up my dress, and I could run in those heels. When we think about how the past 4 years of our lives have shaped us into the people we are today, we inevitably also think about how these years of our lives were cut shorter than anyone had anticipated. And that thought is at least a little bit painful. What we had anticipated for our senior year is not what came to be. It turns out that as much as we had sometimes complained about school, we really did miss it when it was gone. However, even in spite of all of that, our memories of the times we did have cannot be taken away from us. As Andy Bernard, a character in The Office, once said, "I wish there was a way to know you were in the good old days before you actually left them." We must resolve to live our lives in whatever way they may be, not with the constant fear that it might be cut short, but treasuring the good moments as they come to pass. We cannot assume that everything good has already happened, but strive to make a better path together. At the end of the day, we have successfully finished high school. Even though it didn't exactly end how we meant it to end, we still did it. We finished. I'd like to take a moment to thank all of the people who helped us get to this point today. Our teachers, who have taught us all the things we needed to know, even when we didn't think we needed to know them. Our friends and families for supporting us in what we set out to accomplish, and everyone else who has helped us along the way. And finally, I'd like to thank my fellow classmates for making these 4 years an experience I'll never forget.
Paige Brotherton is a valedictorian of the class of 2020. She has served as president of the SCA, assistant director for SOA Productions, vice president of Spanish Honor Society, and president of the Math Honor Society. Paige has been a member of the Bruton Varsity Indoor Track Team for 2 years and qualified as a top 10 runner in the state for the 55-meter hurdles. She also participated in Williamsburg Boat Club crew and rowing team and competed for a national championship in 2017. Paige will attend the University of Pennsylvania Wharton School of Business to major in finance or statistics. Congratulations, Paige.
Good morning, fellow graduates of the class of 2020. It's a near impossible task to sum up what's not 4 years of schooling, but 12, and an even more impossible task to share what it has meant to 106 students. Never before have I been so hyper-aware of how different the paths that led here have been for each individual. However, I know there is one experience we have had in common, and that is being defined by numbers. We have our friends, our favorite classes, our teachers, and our 100 extracurriculars that turn a school day from 7 hours to 10 pretty quickly. But undeniably, a large part of our brain is devoted to the figures that assess our progress and weigh our successes. It's our GPA, our jobs wage, our midterm grade. How high is your batting average? How low is your relay split? How great is your class rank? How small is your college's acceptance rate? We've spent so long chasing these values that it's difficult to imagine a life structured around anything else. We think somehow that by adding up all those numbers, we might find the sum of who we are. But that's no different than believing knowing the altitude of Mount Everest can fully explain what it takes to make it to the top. We let those numbers tell us whether or not we should be happy with ourselves, when in reality, Bruton has given us so much more than it will ever list on our report cards. The person who spoke before me is one of the most incredible people I've ever met, but not for any of the reasons that earned her her speaking role this morning. Because I could tell you her GPA and her SAT score, and I'm sure you'd all be impressed. Or I could tell you how she spent her last few minutes before the AP tests helping me, or she worked tirelessly to become a teacher her fellow band members can be proud of, or how she put down her graded homework to hug a girl who lost her grandfather. And I'd like to think all those things would be a great deal more impressive and mean a lot more to you. They've certainly meant a lot more to me. Every graduate sitting in their hopefully air-conditioned car right now has these stories of their own. And only by asking them for these flashes of their childhood and years of high school can you begin to know their individual experience. I promise they can tell it better than I ever will. When they met their best friend, found a new favorite teacher, or discovered the passion they plan on pursuing for the rest of their life. And it is the importance of those moments that have made the past few months so hard. Because we can see a number on an assignment we turn in online, but we can't see our teachers smile as we finally understand and enjoy the subject they love to teach. It's the reason we agreed coming together for this graduation ceremony was the most important part of today. One's ability to graduate is based off grades and test scores acquired, but we don't gather to celebrate the numbers that made it possible, but rather the people who made it worthwhile. From our friends to the teachers who helped us grow, no number can truly capture the incredible influence our instructors have had on us. I could tell you Miss Wells' student enrollment rate, but that won't show you the way her eyes light up when she talks about the laws of motion, because the only thing she loves more than physics is sharing it with her students. I could tell you Coach Barr's AP test average, but that won't make you laugh at the hairdos of the old European monarchs he shows in his class. I could tell you Miss D's class grade average, but it won't describe how it feels to be in the presence of such energy and love in her drama class. And I could tell you Miss Gist's SOL pass rate, but that doesn't help you understand how is the very definition of the word teacher. She invites students to rise against every obstacle standing between them and who they want to be. And it's these are the things you can't measure, you can't calculate, and you can't quantify. These are the things that make Bruton High School and the class of 2020 powerful and ready for the world. I'm up here speaking to you today because of a number, and those digits seem like a small takeaway compared to the things I've learned. I'm wrong as often as I'm right. There are more important things than knowing the answer. And despite all the titles I've earned in the past 4 years by being the first, the highest, the most, or whatever, the one that I began with is the one that makes me happiest. And it's Rachel's little sister. The only position life never made me compete for, but it's made all the difference in the world. I'm proud that we're the graduating class of 2020, the winners of $1.3 million of scholarship money. But I'm even prouder to say that we are so much more. Thank you.
The Bruton Medallion has been commissioned to represent one of the highest honors that can be awarded to a graduating senior at Bruton High School. Only those seniors who have, for all of their years at Bruton, contributed to the pride and spirit of our school may be selected. The principal looks for those students who have dedicated themselves to Bruton High School to make the selection. The Bruton Medallion is awarded at the graduation ceremony, and all recipients are unaware of this honor until this time. The Bruton Medallion is an honor bestowed on those precious few who personify all that Bruton High represents. The students who have been selected to receive the award this year have represented Bruton High School as role models and have overcome numerous challenges while remaining optimistic and resilient. They demonstrate the true grit and passion of a Panther. Please join me in a round of applause as Armani Jones and Jonathan Salmaron receive this prestigious honor. Armani and Johnny, you will receive your medallion when you come to the stage to receive your diploma. At this time, we will prepare for the presentation of diplomas from Bruton administration. Dr. Wyatt, Mr. Jones, Mrs. Leah, and Bruton counselor, Mrs. Frary Smith. As we prepare for the presentation of diplomas, please remember to follow the direction of the parking attendants in your area.
Paige Ashley Brotherton. Emma Lynn Wolf. Lauren Marie Smith. Samantha Taylor Jones. Michaela Andrea Phoenix. Raina Patel. Cassandra Lopez. Rebecca Lee Causey. Eric Logan Kramer. Hannah Abigail Reynolds Deneen. Carter James Law.
Congratulations, Carter. Turn your diploma around. Other side.
Jameson Eigler. Adam Matthew McMillian. Keith Dakota Delgado Cruz. Rebecca Nicole Rigsby. Charles Henry Perry. Dominique Anthony William Dahl, Jr. Amari Raekwon Stevens. Jaden Amani Stokes. Sterling Sloan Snell.
Congratulations, Sterling.
Andrew Joseph Bowser. Zakira Marie Williams. Alquan Deson Key. Kathy Zeladon Salazar. Ayana Monet Carter. Ermani Perez Jones. Falon Dayon Anton Ransom Jr. Erica Justine Rice. Jovaline Teresa Perez. Ethan Paris Ahaji. Mason Keani Kaliko Barton. Amber Shell. Jacqueline Marie Tassara. Ryan Walter Balter. Karina Sanaa Glass. Joshua Anthony Falcone. Jessica Lynn Russell. Jennifer Elizabeth Perez. Caleb DeJuan Loader. Sean Patrick Tracy. Tiana Ray Adair. Sharia Lachey Fields. Michael Garrison Whitney. Catherine May Harnett. David Christopher Sayon. Mary Keyser. Michael David Cross. Wabin Brianna Troutman. Naomi Jean McLean. Madeline Elizabeth Dorton. Corey Alexander Powell. Christopher Peters. Ryan Hunter Ode. Tyler Jack Martin. Jackson Cecil Black. Zanaya Chanel Arlene Benamino. Jordan Alan Taylor. Donovan Trey Robinson. Abigail Kamani Rajpal. Naija Kamaya Richardson. Dominic Michael Melchard. Travaz Lloyd Harold. Kathleen Scarlett Serber. Cal William Chang. Caleb Alexander Richardson. Marquette Tavon Crew, Jr. Cairo Shamar Blackwell. Caroline Noriko Arnett. Clara Grace Vasquez. Faith Alexandra Michaela Endry. Cheyenne Kiori Turner. Dalton Michael Oben. Adrian Molina, Jr. Austin Earl Miller. Derek Robert Doling. Andrew Nicholas Royers. Raekwon Montre Bartlett. Johnson Lee. Bruce Eugene Walker, Jr. Jonathan Edwin Chan. Derek Ely Jr. Elizabeth Morrison Restrepo. Virginia Nicole Lynch. Colin Gashin. Gabrielle Burge. Ian Barrett Mayer. Elena Ortiz Rivera. Giadriel Latrice Parker. Ana Maria Colocho Martinez. Tu On Tran. Keely Maria Hill. Ronald Christopher Burton, Jr. Seth Michael Schaefer. Joseph John Mahoney. Christopher Everett Homer. Jonathan Samaran. Christina Diane Snyder. Dorothy Sue Grimmer.
Will only the members of the class of 2020 exit the car at this time? By the authority vested in me as your principal, by the Commonwealth of Virginia, and by the School Board of York County School Division, I declare that each of you has successfully completed the course of study required for a high school diploma and are thus graduates of Bruton High School. As a symbol of this important transition, you may now turn your tassels. Congratulations once again, Bruton graduates, class of 2020.